Hello students, today I will be taking the topic web. So introduction to internet and www. Internet is a global communication system that links together thousands of individual networks. It allows exchange of information between two or more computers on a network. Internet helps in the transfer of messages through mail, chat, video, audio, conference, etc. www stands for World Wide Web, commonly known as web, is an information system where documents and other web resources are identified by a uniform resource locator URL, which may be interlinked by hypertext and are accessible over the internet. The resources of the web are transferred via the hypertext transfer protocol and may be accessed by the users by a software application called web browser and are published by the software application called web server. So what is HTML? HTML stands for Standard Markup Language for Web Pages. With HTML you can create your own website. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is a standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML describes the structure of a web page. So this is the basic structure of the HTML. HTML head, title, body, p, body, head, HTML. So this is called, all these are called HTML elements. HTML head, title, body, p, all these are called HTML elements. This is called a starting tag and this is called the ending tag. Okay. An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content and an end tag. So you can see tag name, contents, closing tag. So some elements they don't require ending tags. Such elements are called void elements. For example, so here one image element, it does not require any closing tag. So it is an example of void element. Or HR, it is for horizontal line, that also doesn't require any closing tag, so it is also called a void element. Break, speed, so all these are called void elements. Now let us see HTML attributes. All HTML elements can have attributes. An attribute is a property of an HTML element. Attributes provide additional information about elements. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in name value pairs, name equal to value. Now let us see the first attribute, which is for hyperlink. So this is an example of hyperlink attribute. So ahref equal to https google.com. Hello, this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. So this is an example of the hyperlink attribute. The href attribute specifies the URL of the page the link goes to. So it will go to this link www.google.com. Next we have the source attribute. So this is the image source. This is called source attribute. The image tag is used to embed an image in HTML page. The source attribute specifies the path to the image to be displayed. Next attribute is width and height attribute. So this is an example of a width and height attribute for specifying the width and height of the image. Here we can see that width is set to 100 and height is set to 200. Next we will see alternate attribute. The required alternate attribute for the image tag specifies an alternate text for an image. If the image for some reason cannot be displayed, this text can be seen by the user when there is no image. This is called alternate attribute. Example. So here suppose the image did not display here, the alternate text, that is hello world, will be displayed. The next attribute is style attribute. The style attribute is used to add styles to an element such as color, font, size and more. For example, so we can use the style attribute in this paragraph. So p style is equal to color red, which means we are assigning the value red color to the paragraph. So here we are using the style attribute in the body to assign the color blue to the body. So this is an example of style attribute. Now let us see language attribute. This is a language attribute. So here we are giving the language English to the HTML document. Then we have the title attribute. So this is an example of title attribute. We are giving the title Hello World to the paragraph. Next we have physical style tags. There are 5 physical styles provided by the current HTML standard for bold, italic, monospaced, underlined and strike-through text. In addition to this, advanced browsers already have implemented a few other physical tags, some of which are a part of proposed HTML standard, including superscripting, subscripting, big, small and blinking text. All the physical style tags require an ending tag. So we have the B tag, it is for the bold. Then we have strong tag for more content based style tag. Then we have big for big text. Then we have blink so that we can blink on or off, blink on and off. Then we have I for italic. M for emphasized text. Small for small text. Then we have strike tag, which will put a line, strike out the text. When we have sub for subscript. SUP for superscript. U for underline tag. Okay. Next HTML, we have list, HTML list. We have 2 type of list. One is unordered list and which is ordered list. So we have 2 type of list. One is ordered list and another is unordered list. Okay. First, let us see unordered list. So this is an example of unordered list. UL, LI, apple, mango, orange. So let us see the output of this. We will be getting so here we will be getting without any numbers. Apple, mango, orange. This is the output of an unordered list. So this is an example of ordered list. OL, LI, apple, mango, orange. Okay. So what will be the output of this? Apple, mango, orange. So this is an example of our unordered list and ordered list. The next we have labeling. The label tag defines a label for several elements. So labeling it specifies a label for several elements like input type equal text, we have like radio buttons or checkbox, etc. Okay. The important criteria is that the for attribute of the label must be equal to the ID attribute of the related element to bind them together. So the for attribute of the label must be equal to the ID attribute of the related element. Now let us see an example. So let us see three radio buttons with label. This is form action. So here you can see label for mail. Here the mail will match with the ID of the input type. Mail, mail. It will match with the label for at the for attribute in the label will match with the ID in the input type. ID equal to mail. You can see both of them are matching. Next we can have any other such that test. So here also we can see the label attribute for that is female is matching with the ID attribute of the input type that is test. You can see female, female. So both are matching. So this is an example of label attribute. The next concept is grouping. Up to this point, all the HTML elements we have added are contained with the opening and closing tags in our HTML document. In this session, we will learn how to group related elements into containers. But why would we want to group our HTML content into containers? Grouping our HTML content in containers makes it easier for us to target our elements with class and ID selectors, which makes it easier for us to position and style HTML via CSS. For example, there are many additional tags which help us to group related HTML content together, like header, footer, article, so all these help us to group our HTML content together. So let us see how to create a div tag. The div tag is used to group other HTML content together. The div element does not add or change the content of HTML. Instead, its main purpose is to provide an easy way to target each group. Let us see how to create a div tag. First one is div. Next we have h1. So here we have created a div tag. So this will not change the HTML. If you look in the browser, you will notice that the HTML content does not change at all. By placing the div tag, it will remain the same. The next we have HTML's image tag. So the img tag or image tag is used to create the images to embed an image in a web page. Images are not technically inserted into a web page. Images are linked to the web pages. The image tag creates a holding space for the reference page. So this is a basic example of the image tag. Image source, image JPG. Then we can have any alternate text. Rishi. We can also have some height and width attributes. So this is an example of the image tag. The next tag is hyperlink. HTML links are hyperlinks. So this is an example of hyperlink. ahref equal to URL name hello a. Okay. The next is target attribute. The target attribute specifies where to open the linked document. We have self. Self means default, opens the document in the same window as it was clicked. Then we have blank, opens the document in a new window or tab. Then we have parent, opens the document in the parent frame. Then we have top, opens the document in a full body of the window. For example, we can consider so we can see the hyperlink, it goes to the www.google.com. If we click on visited, and target equal to self mean it will open in the same window in which it was opened. Then we have blank means it will open in the new window. Parent means it will open in the same parent frame. Top means it will display on top of the window.